So this part of factoring, one of the things I want you to know is like with any of the factoring, you should be able to, well, almost any, when it's in just one variable, right? You should be able to use Desmos to get answers. It makes it life a lot easier and it makes it a lot quicker. The only thing you'll need to do is to change this to make sure you change any of these numbers, these variables to x's. So I change this to x squared minus 7x, okay, so on and so forth, plus 10 equals 0. So the thing it wants you to do is to get factor form, but the first thing we're going to do is to get the solutions. So we're going to show the solutions. This will help us create a sketch and also then get the factor form. So solutions first. So we have x equals, and do a little curly bracket here. I like curly brackets. You don't have to, but curly brackets are nice. That's my curly bracket. So how do I get the solution? So we're going to go to Desmos and type this in. So I'm going to go to Desmos Crafting Calculator. All right, we'll type in this function. And like I said, don't do it in terms of n, do it in terms of x. And write it exactly as is, besides the n not being there, equals 0, right? So how do I find the solutions? The solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. So 2 and 5. And all I need to do is make sure these solutions are going to add up to this middle term. So when I write my solutions, I'm going to go inside the curly bracket here. In fact, why don't I do real curly brackets so you can see what we're talking about, because that looks ugly. So I'm going to type in the curly brackets. And I'm type in a curly bracket 2, 5. All right, so those are the solutions. These are the solutions. These are my solutions. All right, what does the factor form look like? So the factor form would be the opposite of those two solutions. Sorry about that. So x minus 2 is a group, parentheses x minus 5. This is my factor form. Okay, now what does the sketch look like? So I create a little thing here, little x and y axes. I'm going to label those. Here's y, here's x. Okay, and here's solution number 1. It's at 2. Doesn't matter where it's at. Just as long as it's roundabout, like it shouldn't be on the other side of the y-axis. All right, and then we just create a little sketch here. It's just a parabola. If you can't see it very clearly, make sure that you are looking at the graph as it is. Why is it like this? Here, let me take the 0 off. There it is. That's a lot better. So just take the 0 off on that because that looked ugly. um, just take the 0 off on here and just write it as is. Same, like that's basically it. Just make sure you take the zeros off because it won't come out correctly. I'm on the wrong one. So that's just factoring, solving, and sketching. So it's to help you understand and get a connection to what solutions are. with the graph. Number 2, don't include 0. Number 3, do include 8. But if there's a 0 there, let's not include it for Desmos because it's not reading it right. Number 5, write it as is. Just change all of these to x's, right? And that's pretty much it for factoring